All right, hey everybody, we're into part two of our Battle of Issus match using Legion 2. And let me share the screen, might help. Bear with me. Here we go. And that's for audience sake, but I'm assuming that you're connected to it, Phil, as well.
Yeah, I'm
And
as before. I'm looking at the Vassal server now because
yep.
it's easier for me to do that. So let me know if there's any problem that you're seeing from the screen that
No,
you're
I
showing people.
I think everything's synced properly. We are on the start of turn 3 of
That's right.
20.
Yeah.
But we'll see
Oh,
if it lasts 20 turns. We'll see. Um,
no, it almost certainly won't last 20 turns. But
yeah,
let's see if we can't get several done now. We can speed
yes,
up.
exactly.
We've been through the mechanisms. There's just three quick things to mention before I crack on with my turn. First, I forgot to mention yesterday that although all the art is by Justin Swanton, the Vassal module itself was put together by Edwin Shaw with Justin's collaboration. So it's important to give him a shout out.
Very good. Thank you.
Second thing is, you'll just see on the left-hand side by the turn track, I've added a little route marker, and we can use that for either side to show the commands expended if need be. We haven't needed to yet. So we can leave the flag markers showing the maximum rather than moving them down and not knowing how far to move them back. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so we've got that if we need it. The third thing is I realized that there's one small rule that I forgot to mention yesterday, which is that when you've got two generals as you have, they can't be within two hexes of one another.
Okay.
They were on turn one, they're not anymore, so that's fine. So just to remember that they can't both concentrate in the same part of the battle line.
Okay. That makes sense.
Um,
Let me make a
Right,
note.
those are the only three quick updates. It's me to go. Again, I've got 28 commands. I've got 14 units which are still off the board, which have to come on this turn or next in order to avoid routing them. So I can afford to move 14 of my units. I could actually attack you, but I'm not going to. So I can afford to use 14 of my command points to move units already on the board. And then if there's space, I can bring on the other 14. So on that basis, let me start doing some movement. I'm going to move the light infantry who are fording the river at the moment, 1, 2 out of the river, and then 3 towards the hill. And hopefully they'll be able to get there before they are intercepted by you. I will get the other light infantry unit about to cross into the river. Unfortunately, it can't then leave because it hasn't got the 2 movement points needed to do so. I will now. I'm going to turn these medium infantry counterclockwise, I think, yes, and move them out along the river there. That will allow me to move my hoplites. Let me see. The issue of which part of the river I defend with my hoplites is an interesting one. Yeah, I'm going to move my hoplites forward to the river. Not because it's threatened at the moment, but because I need space to deploy the rest of my troops. Okay, that makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that I've moved so far. Now, more to the point, I must get up to the river to stop you bouncing the river with your cavalry. So let me start doing that. 3, 4, 5, yes. So I'm moving my cavalry up to the river. 1, 2, and turn counterclockwise 3. Fine. Okay, and them. And them. Okay. I'm going to move up some light cavalry, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the river. Let me see. I want to get some hoplites up to the center here. So they are going to go 1, 2. I can count in a minute how many I've moved and how many that leaves me. Right, let's see now. Yeah, they'll go there and they'll turn clockwise. Fine. Now I must guard this section of the river. This is the one that's most threatened, the one I haven't got any units in as yet. The issue is what I guard it with. And I think I'll guard it with, for now, with some medium infantry. They'll go in there. That will allow me to turn that medium cavalry and move it 2, 3, 4 down to there. Now, it's just worth making a point about cavalry, light cavalry, sorry. They can move in any direction. So I could actually, if there were no other restrictions, I could circle round the heavy cavalry in front of them and get them to the one hex of the river near your cavalry that is unoccupied. I'm not actually allowed to do that, and let me just explain why. It's a rule that's in the main core rules of Legion, which is that cavalry must end, light troops, in fact, must end as far away from their initial hex as the number of hexes they move. Mm-hmm. If I were to go circling round my heavy cavalry, I would move 5 hexes, but I would end up only 4 hexes away. So to stop roundabout moves such as that, that restriction is in place, which means I can't actually get those light cavalry there while the heavy cavalry are in the way. I'll need to think of someone else to put in there. The obvious thing to save moving even more units is to put my heavy cavalry in there. So that's what I'll do. Okay, fine. Right, I've now guarded the riverbank. You can't actually get to the one or the 2 unguarded hexes I've put in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, I've moved 15 units. That's one of the great things of this vassal conversion. It actually shows when you've moved a unit, so you don't need to keep it in your head all the time or move down the counter. You can revise it. It's even better than the figure version in that it does automatically show you who's moved. It also, of course, lists them on the log, but I don't usually use the log. That leaves me 13 commands. And I'd like to use all of those 13 commands to get my rest of my forces on. Unfortunately, I've still got too many units in the way who moved last turn. So I'm going to need to move even more of my on-table units to give space for the others to arrive. Let me do that by moving these medium infantry 1, 2, and then turn, no, the 1, 2, 3, get them over there. Move these medium infantry 1, 2, 3. I'm really just getting them out the way for now of my deployment. So that's 17 that I've moved so far. And now, let me see. Yeah, I've got a lot of cavalry who can use the board edge hexes to get out. So I just need to get some more people out on this flank, I think. I'm going to move those light infantry near the river. That's 18, I believe. And now my medium infantry also blocking there. I'm going to leave them where they are. Right, just check in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I think that's 17 units. I can see that I've moved. 17. Okay. That leaves me 11 commands. Right. Let me get my many of the rest of my forces on as I reasonably can. I want to get my hoplites on for a start, but I won't bring them on yet because I want to get cavalry forward. Medium cavalry starting out facing that way. No, wrong again. That way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, another unit, the same. Oh, I done it again.
Yeah, I always get
That's
that.
it, clockwise, right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, another unit. Clockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 3. I had 11 that I can move on. So I've got 8 left that I can bring on. 8 more to bring on. Them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Them. Let me see now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let me get Darius on, I think. And he will go that way as well. Clockwise. 1, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he'll go there. So that's with Darius. There he is. Okay. Fine. Okay. How many is that I've moved on? This time 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think. 6, right? So I've got another 5 left. Another 5 left. I've got some light infantry. I'd like to get them in. They can't use the board edge hexes. So I might leave them till next turn. I'm just going to move on some medium infantry behind the scenes here. 1, 2, 3 leaves me another 3. Is that right? Leaves me another 3, and that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could move 11. I had 14, so that should leave me 3 that are still off the board. That's right. Yes, yes. Yeah, that's fine. So I'll move some medium cavalry out the other way, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They can get to the river. They can actually get across the river faster than the light infantry can because they can get to the river quicker. And last unit to come on will be my last hoplites, and they will move. Actually, if you'll let me rethink the way you did with your medium infantry on turn 1, those guys who came on will come on turned and will therefore be able to get to there, which allows me to bring the hoplites into there, just as a quick redo. Right, that should now give me 28 units that I've moved, and it leaves me 3 units that are still to come on and must come on next turn. But all the rest are on, and I've guarded any hex of the river that you can reach the other bank of this turn. Fine. I'll take the move markers off, and now we're set for your half of the turn. You've got your 37 commands, and now, of course, you can, with a number of your units, cavalry anyway, and even some medium infantry if you wish, launch an attack across the river. And each attack you launch, so movement costs 1 point, you've got more than enough for that, but each attack you launch costs 2 in addition to that. So each unit that attacks costs 2. You can therefore easily, with the commands you've got available, rush headlong with your cavalry and smash into my forces on the other side of the river. Whether that's a good idea is another question. And before you do that, just remember that the dynamics of a defense of a river position are that it gives great potential for the defender, in this case me, to cause mayhem to your attacking troops because of the bonus for attacking into the river. But it means that I'm static and that you can defeat me in detail by concentrating against one part of my line. Okay?
Right.
So if you simply attack all across the board, it will certainly be a very bloody battle, and the Macedonians with fewer units may even lose it. Okay? So do just think before rushing in headlong. You have time. We're only on turn 3 at the moment. You need to think, where is the best place to attack across the river, and when? Yeah? I won't say any more because you're in command, not me. Fine, over to you. And it's move everything first and then attack with anybody who's next to the enemy.
All right, so just a couple things just to get it out of the way. So I got 37, which then rounds down. It is 2 points, 2 command points to move, so 18 units.
No, it's 1 command point to move.
Okay. All right. So
2 to attack. 2 more to attack.
Okay, so it's less than when they came. Come on. Okay. All right. So let's see. So these guys don't even have to turn. Just trying to figure out what I want to really do with them, honestly. Let's go 1, 2. Is that 2 or 3? That's 3. All right. So 1, 2, 3, and I think I'm going to counterclockwise.
Yeah, they don't have any facing.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. I'm just going to put it that way just for my mental.
That's fine.
I did exactly what you did too. Whatever. We'll just leave them like that. Let's see. I just kind of wanted to get them up. Definitely want to get these guys up. I don't know what I want to do, where I want to do it yet. Okay, let me just walk through this then. If I did want to bound over and at least try to pop out a couple of your you got some you have a lot of 1-pointers here, right? So if I at least pop, just kind of reduce the numbers here, if you will, without doing maybe a full attack. Just a probing attack. If I was to move this here, or even here, if I was to move him here, he would attack.
I'm not seeing anybody who's moved into the river at the moment.
Hold on a second. This one right here.
Oh, this one there. Okay, yeah, fine. Yeah.
If I move him even here and attack there, just to kind of push your flank out of the way. So that'll be 1, 2, 3. So it's 1, 2, 3, and then I'm pretty much static there.
So you can easily get there. You can even get to the corner hex if you want. 1, 2, turn 3, and then into the corner hex. The estuary hex, shall we say? As I say, you can get to the hex to the left of that if you wish. Anyway, right. So let's have a look. What you need to be bearing in mind here is you will get the first blow. So if you get lucky against a 1-point unit, you will indeed rout it. However, there is no advance after combat. And so if I had a unit that could replace that, you wouldn't be able to get onto the other bank before my reinforcements come in and counterattack you. Okay. Now, as it happens in that position, I don't think I do have a unit apart from moving the units in the line sideways, which I might do depending what you do with your other forces. So you might actually be able to get a bridgehead on the edge there. If my reserve forces were closer, then I would lose a unit if you hit, but then I would be able to get forces in and counterattack you, and of course I'd have 2 units against 1 if you only move that unit. You see, so normally probing attacks like that are a bit of a losing game. However, in this instance, particularly if you were to move another unit there, exactly, because that would stop me sliding along your line. I am not able to now you've got the points to turn them forward, and I would suggest doing that because otherwise you actually get a penalty for having friends in front of you in your other frontal hex.
Mm-hmm.
So that's right. Yeah, the facing is now correct.
Okay, so
So that's yeah. Normally, I wouldn't advise against that if you haven't got lots of reserves yourself and so on. But in this particular instance, since I haven't perhaps guarded my flank as well as I might have done, it might be worth the gamble.
And then the question is whether I should move everybody to hold the river line or not. But you're saying you're going to get a bonus on attacks into the river, is that correct?
I'm going to get a bonus on attacks into the river. The other point, by the way, is and why you might want to rethink this. If you're targeting the unit that's on the extreme flank, you really want to get 2 against 1. So you really want to get both of your units 1 hex further to the left,
Yeah,
which you can do. Which you can do.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Fine. Right.
Okay.
And that way,
now,
both can concentrate. Yeah.
So now, if I wanted to at least just kind of pull these left, I would do a counterclockwise. I do.
Yeah. Turn 1,
2. I kind
2, 3, 4.
I even want to do
You
this,
got.
and then I
Yep.
want to do this, right?
That's
So
fine. Yep. That's 5. That's your 5.
Just do this, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Yep.
That's what I want to do. All right.
Fine. Okay.
I want to actually turn counterclockwise on 1, 2. I want to turn counterclockwise 1, 2, and then I want to go. Yeah, that's not right. I want to turn counterclockwise 1, 2, 3. I want to.
Yep.
I want to. Let's just make sure I'm just make sure my counts are good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Yep.
8, 9, 10. I can go up to 18. I'm gonna go ahead and pull these. I'm gonna go ahead and just move these guys up.
Yep.
These guys up.
Remember, Parmenio can move 5 hexes from his initial hex to another unit if you wish.
Let me. I think I will actually.
Yeah. So leave him in the hex marked N for now. Double click and yep.
All right. So then you may put him here. That's what I
was. Okay. Fine. Yeah. Yep.
I need to stay at least two away from Alexander. Correct.
At least 2 away from Alexander. So he's just on the limit at the moment. Yes.
Okay. All right. So then let's see. What do we do with these crazy cats over here? I think I'm gonna do and then pull him here, and then I'm gonna go 1, 2, 1, 2, and then those guys have moved. I think everybody's moved, other than Alexander's 3 folks here.
Yep.
So this is where this is the quandary. Good gravy. There's a lot of troops there. And they're twosies too, right? So I gotta watch out because I don't want to lose Alexander. I don't want to do the one thing you called out is what I could possibly do. By the way, that's jinxing me. By the way.
Okay, fine.
I don't want to lose Alexander. That's my whole goal. That's my entire goal of this battle. Don't lose Alexander. But
if it helps,
go ahead.
Historically, one of the first things the Macedonians did, including with some of their companion cavalry, believe it or not, was to send them up to clear the hill.
Interesting.
So you might want to think about that. I've got far fewer troops over there than I have in the center.
Yeah. Again, we've kind of pulled one of the original reasons to do kind of the feint here, if you will, not really feint, but was to draw as much as I could that way. So it would be kind of interesting to see what happens there. So let's look at what this does. And again, that kind of opens it up. Like if Alexander can help push through some of these onesies here, I might be able to get around to Darius. But whatever.
Yeah,
that's what would be in his brain to do. Whether or not we can actually simulate. Hey, there he is. Let's get him.
Yeah. But by the way, I'm getting very poor quality audio from you. I can just about hear you, but I'm worried about the video.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me just make sure that I'm on the right. Bear with me. Test. Test,
It,
test, 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 test.
that's
Is
much
that
better.
better or worse?
Much
That's much
better.
better.
Much
Okay.
better. Right. Yes.
Okay. All right. All right. We'll leave it at that then.
Yeah.
Can you still hear me?
I can hear you perfectly
Still hear
now.
me good? Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yes.
Good. All right. So
And I'm hoping
apparently
you
my
can hear me.
webcam. Yeah, I can hear you perfectly fine. Apparently my
Okay, fine.
webcam, which is 2 feet away, is better than my headset, which was one inch away. So whatever.
Okay, fine.
Uh, go figure. All right. So sorry to hold this up. Let me get this guy going. I kind of, you know what? I don't want to overthink it. I want to underthink it. Oh, I kind of. Let's do something here. Let's be a little creative. Let's do this.
Did that unit move 4 hexes? Because it
It
has
did
to
four.
turn first. Because you only
Okay.
move
Yeah,
got a
you're right.
movement allowance of 4.
You're right.
So if they turn, they can only move 3.
One.
And the same I think with the one in front.
Right.
Oh no! I
Pulled
think
it.
I think
I
the
pulled
one
it.
in front is fine. Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
okay. Good.
Yeah, but I need to watch out. Well, those guys aren't going to get across.
They're not going to. My hoplites can't attack you in one turn. No.
Okay. I think that's. I think that's it for now.
Right. Okay. I'm still getting now again poor quality audio. I'm not sure what the thing that's caused it. It's like something of an echo or sorry, I'm not an expert on audio to be able to tell you what might be going wrong. But anyway, okay,
Getting it bleed through.
possibly.
Let me try something else. Let me try something else. You know what? Let me automatically adjust. Let me reduce background noise. How about that? Is that better? Can you hear
It
me now?
seems to. I can hear you anyway. Yeah, it's just a matter of I'm just getting sort of staccato bursts of you. It seems to be better now, but if you continue talking, I'll tell you.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, that's
Testing 1,
perfect.
2, 3.
That's
Okay.
perfect, at least for now. Yeah.
Perfect until just tell me if it goes weird again. That's
Yes, I
fine.
will. Okay, fine.
All right.
Okay.
So I think we're
Right.
good, and then
Yep.
I don't think there's any. Well, actually, yes, we are going to be doing combat here, right?
Yep. So
So
you've used 19 points for your attacks. You've got 2 units that can. Sorry for your movement. You've got 2 units that can attack, and that costs 2 each. So that still only takes you to 23 that you've used. You've still got vastly more command capacity than I have. So
right,
we do our first combat. Now in combat,
right.
it's very straightforward. Units can attack enemies in front of them. And they can gang up as they wish, or indeed attack separately. So you could attack 1-on-1 and 1-on-1, or as I would recommend, 2-on-1. And
Just to guarantee it. Yeah.
and the way that works is that the defender, or all units pretty much, other than a few exceptions we'll get to if need be, have a basic combat strength of 3. Okay. And the rule is that I know you know this, but it's for the people watching. The rule is that the defender rolls a die and adds that to the defense strength of his unit. So I will have 3. I will have 3 plus a die roll. You will have the modified combined strength of all of your units. Now, in this particular case, they're 3 each. Okay. And there's a list of modifiers, but off the top of my head, I don't think
I get any. Yeah.
I don't think that there are any penalties or bonuses that apply in this case. So it's a very straightforward case. So you've got 6, 3 plus 3, attacking my 3 plus a die roll. Okay. In order not to get hit, I will need to roll more than you. So in this case, it's a straight 50-50 shot. I will need a 4, 5, or 6 to survive with that unit. 1, 2, or 3 means that it will rout and be your first victory. And let me just roll on the top of the screen here, and I roll a 2. So you have your first victory. I'll move my unit back there to show now that it has been routed. And I'll take all the move markers off when I remember. Now, that gives you your first victory. Let's just quickly talk through what that means. as units, as armies lose strength, they will lose commands according to the formula that I explained yesterday. Now, in
Mm-hmm.
this case, I've got 49 points of units, and I get half as many commands as that, but it's rounded down. So now I've got 48 points. It doesn't actually, for now at least, affect
Right.
my commands. What it
Right.
does do is take me closer to, marginally closer to my panic limit. When you have routed 16 points of my units and generals, my army loses. That's your goal in the game. For me to do the same to you, I need to route 20 points of your units. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're trying to do is to do 16 times what you've just done, and then you'll win. Okay.
Just that. Just that.
Just that. Absolutely. Okay. There we go. That is the end of turn 3. We'll crack straight on then to turn 4. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll save now.
Mm-hmm.
Save game as at a moment. 3. Okay, good. And now let's try to speed up even more, even though we will get some combat, because we've now pretty much explained all the relevant mechanics, certainly for the basics of combat. Okay, I've still got 28 commands. My main priority now, I've got to move on the last 3 units, actually the last 4 units it looks like. Oh no, sorry, one of them's routed. Yeah, one of them is
I
actually...
did you a favor.
Yeah,
You can thank me later.
But to avoid the other 3 being routed, I've got to bring them on. So I must save 3 points for that, and indeed clear some space for them. My main priority is to attack you, and to counterattack you in the river, to guard that hex of the river, to stop you getting across and establishing a bridgehead along the beach. And also to back up my forces so that if you do the same again, I've got reserves closely at hand to be able to exploit it. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm lucky in that you didn't move another unit into the river next to the 2 you've got there already. If you had done, that would have stopped me moving this medium cavalry in the far right of my line, far left as you look at it, sideways. But it can actually now turn and move 1 and turn. It couldn't, funnily enough, move back the same way because now it starts pinned by your line. But it didn't actually start there in its initial position. So I can do that, and I will do that. That's 1. Now, I would like to get my heavy cavalry across to hit your medium cavalry. But I don't have the movement points because even if I move the other units out the way, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4. They could get there, but they would then have friends in front. I wouldn't have the points to move them sideways. Sorry, to turn them forwards again. So I'd lose the bonus I would gain. So I will shift my medium cavalry. That's a turn, move, turn. Okay, right. So that is going to allow me to counterattack you. I could, of course, if I was feeling particularly bold, I could, of course, go into the river myself with my other cavalry and attack your 1-point cavalry units. And were that all I was facing, that would probably be a good thing to do. Unfortunately, that would then allow your peltasts, which are covering the flank of your cavalry, the gap there, and Parmenio, who's with one of them, to come in and attack me in flank. One thing that I'm talking through for the benefit of you and the watchers, because therefore they can understand some of my reasoning here. One thing that would protect me a little is it costs infantry 2 movement points to move next to cavalry. So although you've got 3 movement points, if I were 3 hexes away, you couldn't actually get into combat with me. But if I go across the river with my medium cavalry, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, and turn onto your flank, that unit would then be very vulnerable to a counterattack by your peltasts. So tempting as it is, I think that might be something that you're trying to tempt me to do. So at least for the moment, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to focus on getting my ample reserves up towards the river. So let me do so. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'll turn them forward for 5. It's counterclockwise. Yes, right. And again, I'll use the number of, I'll use the movement markers, the black markers, in a bit to see how many units I've moved to make sure that I've got enough for attacks and for bringing on my reinforcements. 1, 2, 3, 4, and turn for 5. Okay. I am going to move these cavalry, one turn and move them across in a minute. Yeah. Turn, move, move. No, I'm going to keep them turned. Oh, again. I always get this mixed up, which is counterclockwise and clockwise. Fine. Okay. That's there. They're going to stay where they are. I do want to get some Cardaces up to back me up here. Just wondering whether to. I'm going to get those cavalry forward first, I think, and turn them counterclockwise. Yep. Okay. And I can never have too many cavalry down here because the attrition rate is going to be enormous. You see, by the way, now one of the reasons why this position was in some way a disadvantage for Darius, in that he's got this huge mass of horsemen, particularly, but the frontage is so limited that they can't get into action, except by replacing ones that have been routed in front. You see. So it's difficult for me to bring my numbers to bear at the same time. Right, let me get some medium infantry and the Cardaces forward. Okay, there. And turn. Okay. And here and turn, I think. I'm going to turn them face that direction and move them in there. Right. I'm going to turn these guys. Oh, wrong way. Okay. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, 10. Move 10 so far. Now, I'm not going to cross the river to attack Alexander's companions. I'm going to focus my commands instead on trying to secure my position on the hill. And I will do that by moving them 1, 2, 3. Let me see. You could get both of your light infantry in against them. The white lines are contour lines. So if I'm above you, I get an attack bonus downwards with infantry. Actually, not with light infantry. With medium infantry or heavy infantry attacking downwards. Light infantry, the main bonus of the hill is that they don't suffer the attack penalty they suffer in clear terrain. Let me see. So I will put them. No, I'm going to put them there. I'm going to play a little safer here on the hill, I think. Or will I? Let me see. No, I'll put them there. I'll put them there. It's fine. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 1, 2, turn clockwise and again. And go in there. Yeah, okay. They
So the main thing there is that they're going to gain some bonuses for being higher, right?
Not so much actually, because they're not the right troops. If I had medium infantry there, they would.
Yeah.
Turn counterclockwise. So you shouldn't be too worried about this hill position.
Yeah. And I think historically they weren't. Right. It was kind of
historically they were seen off. Okay,
Yeah.
so they'll go there. Now, these guys can go 1, 2, and then 3. And I'll turn them just... There we are. Okay. They have no facing, so it doesn't cost anything to turn. These light infantry, I can't get across the river in one go, so they will just go as far as they can, which is to there. These guys can get across in one go. They go 1, 2, 3, 4, and that leaves them one more, so they will turn. They'll use that to turn to face you. There we go. Right. Okay. So at least I've got a continuous line there. Your cavalry will be a bit delayed, apart from the first unit, in getting to reach me because it costs 2 for cavalry to enter a hill hex. So I've got a little bit of grace perhaps there. The balance for me, by the way, in terms of occupying the hill, if I put too many units on the hill, they're likely to get routed. And that's, towards my total of 16. So I don't want to put many more units on the hill to try and defend it, because then you could win halfway to my panic threshold without even needing to cross the river. So it's a difficult balance here, what to do about this hill. Anyway, I'll try that for now. Now, I want to make sure that I guard properly the river here. There we go. Okay, now let me see. I must get some units out the way so that so they're going to actually turn and move to there. Fine. That will allow me to move on the other 3 of my units. Let me just see how many I've moved. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I make it. That leaves me 10 commands. I need 4 for my attack. I've got to move. Oh God, I've just realized I've got to move somebody into guard that hole in the river. Otherwise you'll go straight across into it. So I'm going to need to move some people sideways to do that. Yes, and what I'll do is I'll move them there, and I'll move them sideways to there, and then I'll move them 1, 2, 3 to, yeah, fine. Turn counterclockwise. There we go. Fine. So now I've moved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 21. Leaves me 7. Right. Good. Which is exactly what I need, funnily enough, because I can now move on my light infantry. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and some medium infantry. Where do I want them? Over here, I think. Moving out that way. They can't get an extra hex. There's no space. Turn counterclockwise. Fine. That takes me up to 24 of my 28 points used. I've got 4 left, which I will use for my counterattack. So my counterattack is by my 2 medium cavalry units against your Thessalian medium cavalry at the angle there in the river. So I'll combine against you. That's it, exactly. Again, it's fairly simple, except that I get the bonus for attacking into the river. So you defend with 3 plus a die roll. I attack with 3 plus 1 for attacking into the river for each unit. So my attack strength is 8. Your defense strength is 3 plus a die roll. On a 6, you will avoid a hit. Have a go.
Nope.
Right. You take the hit, but that doesn't rout your unit. What it will do, and you can do this for yourself if you wish, click on it and make it spent. That's it. Okay, that unit is now spent. You can see from the white border there. That means it fights perfectly well, but if it takes another hit, it will be routed, and you'll lose 2 points. Now, imagine just quickly for people to understand how this will work, and so for you can decide whether you want to leave it where it is. If I were to make that attack again and I got another hit next turn, you could have the unit rout, or you could choose to transfer the hit to a unit that's worth 2 points or more that is next to it and is next to one of my attackers. In this case, that will be the other unit in the river. So if I were to do that attack, that's right. If I were to do that attack again this next turn, and you were still in the same position, you wouldn't necessarily have that unit routed as long as there's a friend worth 2 points or more adjacent to me and to you that you can transfer the hit to.
That's an interesting rule. I like that rule.
Yep. Right. Yep. Okay. What it does is it avoids part of the front line becoming routed while the others are entirely fresh.
Yes. There you go. Yep.
Okay. So it's just for the future reference. Right. Mm-hmm. It's now your go, and you haven't lost any points of units, so you still have the same number of commands, which is 37. Yeah?
Yep.
So it's your movement phase. Turn 4.
Yeah, let me definitely don't want to do it. All right. So I think I'm definitely going to be able to do that. I might. Oh boy, what's going on over here? That's medium cavalry. I don't want that. What is that? That is a medium infantry.
Yeah, those are your mercenaries, Thracians, and so on.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to get the here. There we go. All right. Let's see. Let's do one cavalry there, though. I'll tell you what, with the commander, let's see what happens.
Yeah, and he's accompanying them. He started with them, so they will get a +1 for his presence.
That's what I'm hoping for. I think I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to do 2, 2, 2. I'm going to definitely. Oh boy, what am I doing here? Let's do. Let's at least start by turning these guys. Oops,
okay. When you activate a unit, you must finish and use its movement points.
Okay.
So you can't turn them first and then okay. So complete one, and then otherwise we get very mixed up. Complete one before you go on to activate another.
This guy has 4, so I might just, you know what? Let me turn it and then turn it and then go like this.
Yeah, and any amount of turn costs just the 1.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yep.
All right. Well, he was already there. So, okay. So he can turn as much as he can. It's not just for 1 turn. Okay, so 1. All right. So he's gonna come over here. All right, we're doing in a roundabout way. We are fainting back this way. 1, 2, 3. I think I will turn him like that.
Okay.
And then we will 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's do this 1, 2, 3. That. I think that's gonna be it. Oh wait, these guys can move up. All right. I think that's it for now.
Fine. Okay.
So
you've
whatever.
You've moved all your units. Actually, apart from 1 light cavalry unit, so you've used 18 commands. You happy to leave your light cavalry with on the left where they are?
Let's just pull them up. Let's see what happens. All right.
Okay, fine. Right.
Give you something to think about. All right. So
Right.
give you
Okay.
more to think about. All
So
right.
you've used U19 commands. Oh, sorry, no, you haven't moved the ones that are already engaged. So you've used 17 commands, leaves you 20. Now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units engaged. So to attack with all of them will cost you 14. So you still got ample commands for this the amount of attacks that you're making. So why don't you tell me what attacks you want to make?
Yes,
we're going to want to try if we can and get another turn in before we finish today.
Yep, I will attack here with both of these units. Let's start with that. Let's try to get this. Let's try to get the riverhead here. All right,
okay.
bridgehead.
So tell me which. I'm not seeing
these two.
Okay, fine. Yeah, yep, I see those. Yeah, okay, right. So it's a repeat of the attack from last turn. Exactly the same factors. So again, I need a 4, 5, or 6 to survive. And I get a 3.
Oh,
so you've routed a second unit of mine. Okay, there it goes. I'll take the move markers off. Well, oh no, yeah, I'll take the move markers off for now. Okay, right. Other attacks.
Okay, so here and here we'll go. Okay, hold on. Let me make a. I'll do this and this against your light cav here.
Fine.
So these are medium cav, so I should get an extra bonus for these being medium against light, right? I think. Is that right?
No, you don't get a bonus. Remember what we said earlier about light cavalry being harder to hit because of the abstract reflections there. So there's far from there being a bonus, there's actually a penalty. Let me just look at it.
Okay, maybe I read it backwards then. Okay.
Yeah, because otherwise, light cavalry would just go like snow in summer.
Yes, exactly.
For non-missile troops attacking light cavalry, there's a penalty. Now, you can decide that you don't want to do that. Therefore, and you could decide, for example, to do an alternate attack, which is to attack with your medium cavalry against my medium cavalry in the angle there. Right, and then your medium and light against my heavy cavalry.
Yeah,
that way you would not suffer that penalty.
Yeah, I think I will do that. All right.
Fine.
So this to this.
Okay. All right. It's a long shot because it's just 1-on-1. My defense is 3. Your attack is 3, but it's not impossible because when a lone unit attacks, you get a +1 bonus. So you've got 4 attacking, 3 in this case, and I will need to roll anything but a 1. Anything but a 1 to survive. Oh, I roll a 1. Oh, so you've been very lucky with your first 3 attacks. All of them, that one particularly against the odds, have succeeded in seeing off my cavalry. Okay.
Very good. All right.
Right. So
very good. Very happy on that one. All right. So here and
now you've got your medium and light against my heavies. Now. Right. I said earlier that all the units pretty much have strengths of 3. The 2 exceptions are units worth 4 points, like your hypaspists, have a strength of 4, and light cavalry have a strength of 2. Okay, so my defense strength is 3. Your attack strength is 3 for your medium cavalry plus 2 for your light cavalry. Right. That's how they pay for their resilience. Yeah. They can evade and stay there, but they're not very good at attacking. So you've got 5 against my 3. In this case, I need to roll 3, 4, 5, or 6, and I'll be really annoyed if I don't get that because that will really give the luck in your favor. And I don't. I get another 1. Oh dear.
Sorry. So, that's the table left.
So I'm annoyed by that particularly because the heavy cavalry would have got 2 bonuses. 1 for being heavy cavalry attacking mediums and another for attacking into the river. So you've managed to preempt the attack by one of my strongest cavalry units by routing it before it could do anything.
And that's
okay.
That's the best time to do it, right? Okay.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Yes. What I would have liked to have done is to have been in the river, hanging back and then charged so you couldn't even get in the first blow. But of course, you were next to the river. You couldn't have got to my bank. had I waited. So I had to guard the riverbank. So that did give you the first attack, and you've made great use of that. Okay, you've got one more attack.
Yes, so that would be here and here versus here.
Yep.
Okay, and so let's see. This
Okay.
would be 2. Is that 2 and 2 against 2?
No. It's all threes. And I don't
Okay.
think there's any modifiers apart from the +1 for your general.
So I get
So
7.
So you get 7 against my 3. I, in this case, need to roll 5 or 6. 5 or 6. Let me try. Oh, in this case, I do.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
Okay. Yeah. Good luck can't last forever. Fine.
Right.
So there we go. And that's the end of your attacks. You haven't got any more that can attack. And that means I've now lost 4 points. That takes my army points units down to 45. Half of that is 22 plus 4 for Darius is 26. So my commands have now fallen to 26. Okay, now your judgment. Do you want to try and quickly crack in another turn?
I think I can. Let me just check a couple things here. Give me 1 second.
Yep.
Make sure I'm not. Bear with me. Yeah, let's go. Let's just go for it. Let's at least get your portion of it.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that then. Right. So it's 10-5. I've got 26 commands now, but I don't need to bring anybody on. They all got on just in the nick of time. So for me, it's going to be a matter of counterattacks. I do need to think whether I'm going to counterattack. I'm going to come down against your light infantry. I think that's reasonable because they are rather exposed there. If I were feeling particularly nasty, I would come in with my hoplites against your companion cavalry, but I would then run out of commands to be able to attack with all along the line. So I'm going to make sure I strengthen my line. Let me do that now. I want to limit the number of moves I make so that I can counterattack as strongly as possible, you see. And move those heavy cavalry into there and turn them. Right. Medium cavalry, I will bring them in there. Okay. Light cavalry aren't very good in attacking. I could replace them and bring those medium cavalry in, but that costs more commands. So I'm going to leave the light cavalry in position there for now. Let me see. Yeah, okay. Bring them medium infantry in. Doesn't too much matter who I bring in there. Okay, so that gives me a lot of attacks there. I just want to make sure that I guard that hole in the river to stop Alexander coming forward. I could be really fiendish, by the way, and tempt him to come into a hole on the far bank of the river and then cut him off and kill him. But I'm not sure whether you would fall for that. So I think I'll guard the river regardless. So they're going to come 1, 2, 3 because there's going to be a lot of attrition here. That allows them to come in 1, 2. Okay, right. And then here, let me just see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 so far. So I'm down to 23 commands. That would allow me to make 11 attacks. 5, 6, 7. And I've got 7 at the moment. So I'm going to try and get a nice attack here. But I'm going to make it a little bit limited. Let me see. I get my cavalry. Cavalry are good in the open. So I'm going to move those cavalry down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and turn for 5. Wrong way again. There we go. Okay. And now 1, 2. Yeah. If I move my other cavalry down, They won't have enough points to turn. So I'm going to move my light infantry into there, and I'll just turn them for the look of the thing. Right, that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 units. So I've got 19 commands. I can make 9 attacks. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got 9 units at the moment. That leaves me 1 spare to move 1 more unit. And it'll be moving, I think, them into there. Yeah, okay. All right, that's fine. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's fine. Okay. Right. I've moved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. So just for reference, I've got 18 commands. I've used my route marker there to show that for my attacks. I've actually got 10 units in a position to make an attack, but only 9 commands with which to do so. So one of them will not be able to attack, and I'll need to think which one that will be.
I mean, that's interesting because if I keep eroding you, if you will, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And now you see why I didn't move my hoplites into the river, because although I could have done so, had they attacked, that would have taken commands away from my much more favorable attacks where you're crossing the river, you see? So you see how command limits bite on the Persians particularly. Anyway, let's give it a go. So I'm going to go from left to right. As you're looking at it, I'm going to attack into the river with my heavy cavalry and medium cavalry against your, that's right, yes, against your medium cavalry. Now, you're defending with 3. I get +1 for attacking into the river, and I get +1 for heavy cavalry, fresh heavy cavalry attacking mediums. That means for the first time in this game, we actually have an automatic hit, because I get 3 + 1 + 1 and 3 + 1, 9 against your 3. It's impossible for you to get more than that with a 6-sided die, 3 plus a 6-sided die. So you are automatically hit.
So
your choices, do you want to have the unit routed, which I wouldn't recommend, or do you want to transfer the hit, and you could do it to either unit on either flank because they're both next to my attacking units.
All right, I'm probably going to take it here. Okay.
Fine. Okay, good. So you'll see how your Thessalians are becoming weaker, but they're still there, unlike 4 of my own units. Fine. Now, my next attack, I could use my light cavalry into
the hit one, right?
Yes, indeed. Yes,
yeah.
Yes. Well, I probably wouldn't use it alone. But one of them has to go in alone. You're right. I'm gauging where to not make my attack, you see. And it's an
you probably want to do that, right?
Yeah, quite. Yes. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to attack with my light cavalry plus my medium infantry against your medium cavalry. Okay, so both have got pluses for attacking in the river. So it's 2 + 1 and 3 + 1. So I've got 7. You've got 3. You need a 5 or a 6.
Nope.
Right, now in this case, you take the hit. It's a 1-point unit. It would rout unless you can transfer the hit, which in this case you can't, because the unit that could have absorbed it has already become spent from the absorbing the last attack. So you've actually lost your first unit. Okay, so you've lost the Greek allied cavalry there, and that will move your commands down from 37 to 36, because it takes your army points down from 37 to 36. Okay, right. So I've just done that. Okay, now That leaves me an attack with my medium cavalry against your light cavalry. Let me just see the odds there. That would give me 3 into the river, 4 your lights, 3 I'm a lone unit, 4 against your 2. It's worth it for the sake of it, yes. So I've got 4, you've got 2. You need to roll a 3 or more to survive.
Of course I don't.
Oh, okay. So bad luck cuts both ways.
So
That unit's gone as well. No, it's a
right.
1 point unit. It's a 1 point unit.
Boy.
Yeah. So it's gone. Right. So your commands fall now to 35. Okay. And you've got a nasty hole in your line, although it's protected by the river. So that's why the river becomes a double-edged sword. Okay. So I've now launched 5 attacks. I only have 4 left. My commands are down to 8. I'll move that down so people can see how we could use the tracking marker there. Now, so my choices, it's not a difficult one now. I could only attack with 1 of these that are next to Parmenio, or I could attack with only 2 of the 3 that are next to your light infantry. I choose to attack with both of these medium cavalry and medium infantry against your Peltas with Parmenio. Okay? He gives no defensive bonus. He's not a leader. If he were a leader as opposed to a commander, he'd be able to roll to cancel a hit. But if the hit comes, he won't be able to cancel it. He gives an attack bonus in your turn, as he did. Right. I've got 3 and 3, each +1 because of the river. So that's 8 against your 3. Again, you need to roll a 6 to avoid becoming spent.
Nope.
Okay.
So
that unit is spent.
There we go.
At least it's got 2 points, so it's not going to be routed, but it is now spent.
I think it's the commander on kind of messing it up. Give me a second. Spin it.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, that's fine. Good. Right. Now, finally, I've got 3 units next to your light infantry. Only 2 of them can attack. The question is which 2? Usually in this case, I would attack with the units on the flanks because they wouldn't have friends in front, and therefore they'd have a normal attack strength. In this case, I am going to attack not with the unit that's next to both of your units, but with just my light infantry and my medium cavalry furthest down. And the reason for that is twofold. First, light infantry have no facing, and therefore they never suffer from the penalty for friends in front. And if I hit, if I've only attacked with the units that are not next to your other veteran light infantry unit, you can't share the hit because you would not be next to one of the units that actually attacked you. So if I hit, your average light infantry will be routed. Okay? So that's what I'm doing. Light infantry against medium cavalry, 3 each against your 3. You need to roll 4, 5, or 6 to avoid your unit being routed.
Nope.
And you don't. So we've both suffered quite a lot of losses. And of course, it's sorry, I moved them away. Turn counterclockwise. There we go. That will move your commands down by another 1. You're on 34. Okay. Right. That's probably a good time at which to break. Thinking, but we're in the middle of turn 5. Lots of action so far. So we've lost 3 units and 4 units respectively, points. But you now have the next go. You are going to be able to.
I'll try to pre-plan so we save a little time. So I'll try to pre-plan later tonight or something. That's fine. Cool.
Okay.
Very good.
All right.
That's a great game. Very fun.
Same time tomorrow?
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely wasn't a sure thing. It definitely wasn't a sure thing for Alexander. I will just I'm assuming you agree.
No, it's not a sure thing, and tactics do matter a great deal. But let's
and luck
and luck indeed. So yes, over time. Yeah. Okay. I'll save this now, and we will. This is turn 4, turn 4A, because it's the first half of turn 4.
Yep, perfect.
Fine.
Yeah.
Okay,
great.
we're all set. So I will look forward to continuing this tomorrow.
Yes, absolutely. Take care.
Okay. Bye-bye.